Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the last Cloudia video. My name is DK, and today we're going over a build, kind of like a build info video. But we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be accompanied by my good friend Odium. This is currently his build. I was not able to get the character, which was a little unfortunate. I was able to obtain the UR, but there's no real, you can't really build a unit with just a UR. So he has been generous to go ahead and lend me his account today. He will be accompanying me on this video because we'll be talking about exactly how he built, and we kind of went collaborated and kind of made changes to see what would benefit someone who pulled her or doesn't quite know how status element work. But go ahead and say hello, Odium.
Hey, how you doing?
Great, great. So yeah, this is your character, man. How are you liking her so far?
I love her. I think she's great, and basically all content. I bring her everywhere. She's kind of like my new multiplayer character. Yeah, I really enjoy her.
Awesome, man. Yeah, so I've actually, since you had let me use your account, I've actually been able to test her out and stuff. So she's been a lot of fun. She's very different, very unique. She definitely provides a new layer to Last Cloudia, because it's been quite some time since we actually had a status ailment kind of DPS. So running into her, straight into her actual build here, we have. She is a god type. We're gonna stay away from the stats because stats are gonna be based on what we have on the character, and that can change, depending on the person that is actually using the unit. So first, we went ahead and removed everything from the ailment resistance, so that you can actually see what her stock stats are gonna be. She is poison resistant, blind resistant, nil to curse, neutral to silence, neutral to stun, and and nil to illness. So there are some things that we will have to do to kind of bend that a little bit in our favor. She is only really weak to ice, minus 20 points, and then she has a strength of plus 20 points to light, and then 15 points to darkness. So overall, his stats are looking really, really good. Ability wise, we have gone over this. Several people have gone over this, and it's really neat to kind of see skills that have been kind of implemented with ailments, but a lot of her stuff does kind of revolve around that. First, we have Scissor Wraith. We have frontal long range light combo attack, a chance to give blind. So our S2 is going to be Soul Torture, charge and deal a medium area light combo attack, chance to give curse. And then we have her skill, God Ripper, teleport above an enemy for a medium area light combo attack, chance to give Exen Win 8, and a blind resistance debuff. Odium, now you were saying that this does stack with Anula Melt, which is pretty awesome.
The blind resistance. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's huge, guys. I really do anything that stacks with Anula Melt, and I believe you said Anula Melt is minus 2 points to the
No melt is one. Blind resistance debuff is one, so it's minus two
minus
to
two.
blind.
Nice,
If you land that, yeah.
nice. So we have tested her quite a bit, and she does cast blind quite a bit. So you are getting, some extra cap from that, and we'll go over that there in our traits next. Her S4 is Bloody End, powerful light combo attack to an enemy, give Exen Win 8, lose HP using skills, and a chance to give Curse. That's pretty much what it does. A lot, any chance that I can give someone Curse, I'm gonna take it. So yeah, Curse is a pain in the ass, really. But moving on to our traits, we do have Divine Forfex. It's when 2 swords are equipped. So this unit, you will have to use 2 swords to get any kind of benefit out of her. So make sure you guys are using that. Don't really change out. If you do swap out to like machine or bow or something like that, it's definitely going to cripple the character. So make sure you guys are using the 2 swords. Whatever you guys have in your arsenal, just kind of make it work. So with 2 swords equipped, physical attack damage is plus 50%. She does get critical damage plus 25% and damage cap plus 5k. So that is pretty big in my opinion. How's that working for you, Odium, as far as your content?
Yeah, you basically have to use 2 swords. If you're not using 2 swords, you're losing. I mean, you could use like a hammer and a sword if you really wanted to,
Right.
but you're gonna lose out on some attack damage, and you're gonna be spending a lot of SC on skills that would give you slightly lower damage. So
Yeah.
just to save SC, just use 2 swords.
2 swords. Yeah, definitely. All right, guys. So you heard it. 2 swords. So for we also have the final attack of both skill 3 and special greatly cut enemy defense, and then boost damage cap plus 100,000, and then I kind of scroll down here and deal damage. So it's exactly what happens. The last hit you will see, or even if you can't see, because she does a lot of damage, a lot of DPS, a lot of numbers pop up above her head. So if you are able to snag a shot of that, you will see 100 plus thousand damage occurring on the final hit of her S3 and her special. So it's really neat to see that. I really did enjoy something unique like that. The next thing would be sadistic urges. We have duration of status ailment given by unit is plus 50%. So that's going to increase the length of the status ailments given to each enemy. And then you also have damage from physical attacks and specials to enemies with exsanguinate plus 20%, and then damage cap plus 4k. It is, yeah. So I was kind of thrown back by exsanguinate. Exactly how does that work, Odium?
Okay, so yeah, exsanguinate is a it's not an ailment. I thought it was an ailment for a long time when I first started using her. It is not. It's a debuff.
Okay.
When you apply exsanguinate, yeah, you basically do 20% more damage, and damage cap is plus 4,000. Like we saw earlier, skill 3 and her special both apply exsanguinate.
Oh, nice.
The skill 3 is almost guaranteed on the last hit. Any hit in between, though, like the starting and everything before the end, will not apply exsanguinate. It's only the last hit, so you have to you have to watch out for getting hit out of your skill 3 before it finishes.
Right, and again, it only applies to skills. Skills allow you to give illness instead of regular attacks, so that's really nice.
Yeah.
We also have based on the number of status ailments, so blind, curse, illness, stun, poison, all those, you will get 12% to damage and 2,000 cap per ailment at a max of 60% to damage and 10,000 cap. So the more ailments you cast or you accumulate on the enemy, the better her cap is going to be, the better percentage on damage she's going to get. So that is,
and that synergizes really well with the plus 50% duration, because
yes,
yeah, you can stack them a lot easier.
yeah. So she is amazing. I've only had maybe like an hour of playtime with her, maybe using a couple of supports, but I've had the most playtime because you've allowed me to use her. And damn, she's good. She is an enhanced 5, awaken 4 only, so don't worry about awaken her plus 6 if you don't have the materials. It doesn't really matter. She is going to cap pretty early on. He did not fulfill the board completely, but it's only MP, not a huge loss. Going over the board, if you don't have the materials to fully max out, is there anything specific, Odium, that they should go for as, starting off in the E5 area? Maybe like traits, stuff like that?
Well, like a standard in like almost every physical DPS build, you go for the strength path first, because that's where light high drive is. That's where sword mega boost is. Light critical raise, paranoia,
Right.
like the big ones that really make her. There's also the research is there too. There's curse research.
Yeah,
and,
I'm seeing that. Mega boost, light attack race 3. All this is damage cap right here. It's crazy.
Ecology is on the defense side. Ecology research.
Oh yeah.
So that one's pretty important. And Goddess Advocate, Sadistic Urges, Fighting Spirit, and God Ripper. You're going to want to get God Ripper pretty quick, too. It increases the chance of landing Exsanguinate with her skill 3.
Nice. Yeah, also, I did see that on the E5, he does have a trait. Now, this one will also give you pretty nice stat boost as well. So make sure you guys go from the top to the, I would go from top then to the left and try to get Divine Forfex first, along with the 10 SC, and then maybe move on to the health part where God Ripper is, and then finish off at the bottom with Soul Torture.
Yeah, I agree. The least important is the MND.
For sure.
Strength also has light attack raise 3. That's another add.
Right. Nice. So yeah, top, left, right, bottom. That's how you want to go for E5. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, so now let's go on to her build real quick. Now, this was mostly built for pursuits, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we're doing a crit. So there are 2 different types of way you can build her. You can build her for pursuits, or you can build her for status ailments. And the reason why we're going to do this is because not everybody was able to obtain the UR on banner. So you kind of, you're gonna have to
paid swords too.
Yeah, or the paid swords. So, so you're gonna have to work with you guys. So we got you covered. We're gonna go ahead and talk about 2 different builds, and it's gonna be very similar but a little bit different. And we'll definitely point out the differences here. We'll go over the skill set first. So this area will more favor the pursuits and maybe a little bit of ailment. So right here we do have that we do our running fighting spirit, which is going to be part of our free kit because anything in the 0 will be a free kit. We have attached critical up and critical up 2 because they're frankly super cheap. 2% and 3 and 5%. So 7% for 5 SC, that's an absolute steal. Where 8% here, I think this was 7 SC now, right? 8?
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's 7.
It's pretty high. So the fact that it's free is awesome. So yeah. If you want to explain how the pursuit works real quick so they understand exactly,
Okay, so the 2 arcs you'd probably use with a pursuit build are what is it? Star Lord's Heaven or Heaven's Bow Star Lord, and that one is whenever you do a critical hit, you do a pursuit for 25% neutral damage. The other one you would use would be Icy Guardian. Icy Guardian does a 50% pursuit on a critical hit.
Yeah.
But it is ice element, so if they have greater than 50% ice resist, it's going to do less than Heaven's Bow Star Lord.
Right.
So those are the 2 arcs that you'd want to run on a pursuit build like this. Basically, any pursuit build, just run high critical, like critical up, all the critical ups that we've listed right here.
Right.
And she has a very high hit count. Skill 2 is 12, which is just generally pretty high for a skill 2. So she's going to be hitting fast. She's going to be hitting pretty hard. She's going to be capping. I'm just going to say she's going to be capping.
She caps, guys. She caps really well.
Proud Force is going to sustain her pretty well. Later on, we'll go over that we have another skill that synergizes with Proud Force pretty well. Keeps her topped off so she can make use of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't reliably land ailments, like let's say you're fighting like a machine type, usually those are really resistant. Usually the only thing you can land on them is like blind. This will help you out in that respect. Or even like, trying to solo some boss that is just immune to everything you throw at it.
Right.
This will be a very effective build for you.
Definitely. So, yeah, she does come with advanced aim battles for free, so that's really nice. For this one, it will give you critical hit power plus 50, which is going to help you with all these critical ups here, along with the arc that we were discussing earlier, the bow arc, and Icy Guardian. Proud Force will help you with the recovery area of your HP, but don't forget, guys, you will have to have a decent MND to get a nice recovery from that. But she hits so hard, and so it's really good. It's a really nice return from what we've seen so far.
She also has that skill Bloody Makeover that makes her heal herself when she hits the target.
It really, even at a low MD, she's still sustaining that HP. It's so solid. Of course, we like to always make sure that we save 9 to 8 SC for any type of Slayer, whether it be Machine, God, Dragons, what have you. So make sure you guys save that. The next thing is Human Slayer, which is amazing. This is great for PvP and some PvE content, but the fact that it's free, it's not a teachable Slayer yet. So the fact that we are getting hit on a free kit is amazing. Special boost is always a great thing. So Killer and Slayer types enhance is plus 50%. So solid, 6 SC, amazing damage. The next thing is on her free kit, we have Curse Research. Now, these are going to be based only on regular attacks. So regular attacks will give a chance to inflict Curse. Stun will regular attacks for stun. And then Eco is a chance to randomly inflict a basic status ailment during a normal attack. Of course, we want to be casting ailments, a majority of the time playing as this unit because that's where a lot of her damage and damage cap is going to come from. So we kind of wanted to make this build a little bit. In all reality, I wanted to throw everything on this chick. She's so much fun. But, we have to do some saves. So we did put on Fast Brave at 2 SC. It's 20% to STR. It does come with auto protection, which is very nice. It's really a guarantee. It's an automatic 20% to defense continuously, right?
It's 20% physical damage?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, physical damage reduction. That's correct. And then since we are doing a pursuit build, we want to make sure we're critting. So fast crit is going to be priority 2. If for some reason you have extra SC and you don't have a lot of these skills, and if you have auto crit, definitely use auto crit instead. This will be a continuous critical effect instead of the 40 seconds on fast crit. So you do have options here to change between the two. It does come with auto haste, so continuous haste effect to boost SCT. Now we have noticed that So yeah, so Odium's been playing with them a lot. So how is her SU to return even with auto haste?
Uh, it's very fast.
Very fast.
sh- Her skill 1 especially has a very short cooldown, and with her paranoia trait that was mentioned earlier in the strength tree, uh, gives her ridiculous return on any skill she casts. If you throw out a skill 1, you'll get 3 stocks back.
Damn,
Uh,
I noticed
you,
that.
yeah, you can just throw things out like a madman, and she'll just keep recharging herself. It's pretty insane.
Right. So we did do some testing the other day on just some couple of ads, and one S1 kill actually filled S2. One S2 killed filled S3, and it's like a continuous effect of constant, SC return, SCT return. You almost definitely don't even need Pirate Feast or Honey
Yeah.
Elixir unless you want to just cheese the boss, or or if you're going straight into a boss fight, then I would recommend maybe a Honey Elixir build. But if you're doing like wave and then boss, she doesn't need anything like that. So that's going to be a nice save, especially because Fire Piece is around 9 SC and Honey Elixir is around 12. So both pretty expensive. So will be mostly for like wave clearing and then boss. Of course, there's our separate different other builds for just boss fight. But she's great. She's going to be just fine. So we do have Ardor here, and the reason why we have this one is because at a continuous max HP, she will get a critical rate plus 10. Of course, we want to maximize critical rate and critical damage so that she get the best pursuits, because this is going to be a pursuit build. So yeah, that's just icing on top of the cake. She does maintain, even with Berserker, me and Odium were testing this, and she maintains that health so well that Ardor continuously procs, even when Berserker, you actually don't even see her lose health during the fight, which is pretty amazing, because a lot of the other units you will see like 1,000 drop, and then it'll gradually go back up. With her, she just continually gets it back, and it's fun to watch. It really is. For here, we do have the light drives. She does come with light drive, which I believe this one is going to be a 10%. Light high drive is something he did add. This is 30% to physical and special, which light high drive is amazing. I love anything high drive. It's a great cost for what it is. 30% is super solid, and it does affect special damage. So if you do have this, go ahead and use it. If for some crazy reason you don't have it yet, if you want to throw on light attack rates, it is a little bit more pricier, but if that's all you have, go ahead and try it out, see how it works for you. She does come with a lot of light percentage damages because she's just an amazing unit. So, I mean, you have 10% on light high drive is free. You have 30% plus 2k cap for mega. You have another 30% and then another 2k cap. And then you also get that crit rate on light attacks plus 5 and then critical power plus 50. I mean, she's just stacked on percentages for damage. So you might actually not even need light high drive or attack raise. We're just being bougie right now and throwing it on her. Another great thing about her is what we were talking about earlier is that she does recover her SCT so well. So just adding this Pose of Glory for 2 SC is insane. So every time we get a kill, we get more SCT return. She really is just a SCT battery. She's got high damage. She really is the total package. Goddess Kiss. Now, I haven't really been able to test her with her return on Goddess Kiss, Odium. So I know you probably have seen this, work proc and wave a lot more than I have. So how's Goddess Kiss working out for her?
Really well. If you have an ailment on a target and you use a normal attack, I've had normal attacks on. Given I've had the correct Slayer equipped,
Yeah.
I've had normal attacks crit and they cap. So
Nice.
very good God return.
I have seen that. It's absolutely. I think it should cap to like 30 something K or something.
Yeah. Even against targets with 50 light resist, she'll still cap.
And I have seen that. We tested her on a couple of high res light fights last night, and she performed amazingly. So don't even need Tricilla for a lot of you won't actually need it. So she's going right past those high resistance as well. So cool. Moving on, she does have Terramel 2 free in her kit. This one is going to be 20% with damage with any enemy with the status ailment, and then you have 30% to enemies with status ailment. So Terramel 3. Now here's where we get a little tricky. So if you're not able to pull the new UR, this skill will only be on the new UR. It will not change really anything. The only real reason behind it is the extra 2k cap. It is our first teachable damage cap skill, really. So it's really cool to start seeing this. Hopefully, we start seeing more like mega, sword mega boosts and stuff, later on. But this will be our very first one. If you're not able to obtain the Terramel 3 Odium, what would you recommend other people use?
You could go for like Awaken.
Awaken?
She
Nice.
does not have Awaken in her kit.
Okay.
I think that's a really good pickup. With the what else? You can use the like fast speed from Guardians. That'll give her +1 speed buff. Or
Nice.
plus is it +2 speed buff for 1 SC? Very
Oh
nice.
yes, yes, absolutely. We were also talking about if you are running weak point boost, if you know that the enemy is weak to light, and you wanted
Yep,
the
that's really good
additional,
too.
yeah. And since I believe it is a 30% increase, yeah. So if you're missing that 30% increase and you're fighting something weak on light, you can use weak point boost, and this will give you another that will replace that 30% damage. Of course, you will lose the 2K cap, but that's not a problem. At 7 SC, it's great, and then you can still run that speed boost like the way he was saying on Guardians.
And
So
if you're still having a problem capping too, you could also replace Terramel 3 with like the backstabs. And
right.
that'll help. That'll put you right there.
Absolutely. So at 7 SC here again, you get a total of 80% from behind. So these are really good. As of right now, we don't really need them because their percentage is so high with Terramel 3 and on Light High Drive and stuff like that. So there's several different options to make her cap. At the end of your builds, at the end of this video, a lot of your melees, if you're having trouble, this should help you guys, or at least point you guys in the right direction to, capping
Yep.
consistently with her. Moving on, we also have dual wield, which is innate in our kit. That means that it is already permanently in our kit, which is one of our favorite things. Dual wield is a very costly skill at 14 SC. Anytime that this skill is free, we are happy. Adis, I want you guys to hear that. So, we have attached a sword boost. It is only 4 SC because it's physical attack plus 10. 4 SC for 10%. It's nice. I like it. She does come with sword high boost, which is also really nice, 30% extra, and then sword mega boost, another 30%, and then another 2K cap. So yeah, so far with this build currently, what are you hitting at with max ailments and
Oh yeah, it was melee mare easy 40k. Like it's
guys 40K do easily 40K. It's really awesome. So yeah, she's a lot of fun. So Sharp Eyes, we have when using a skill 3% of max MP for damage plus 50%. On Goddess Kiss, her return is like Odium said is very nice, and I have actually tested a little bit too. Even on light resistance, she was able to cap she was able to cap out on MP on like 2 to 3 hits. So it is kind of a little bit of an RNG depending on how much damage you're hitting for or whatnot, but still Goddess Kiss is playing a huge factor in MP return. So therefore you should never really be at 0 MP, which you should always be getting that extra 50%. So again, more damage. Giant killing. We're like whatever, right?
yeah. I'm just kind of whatever on giant
Yeah.
killing.
So
I think it's a little overkill, but it's nice.
yeah, it's a little overkill, right? Giant Killing 2 would be nice. Whenever we finally get that, that's going to be huge. It's 2K cap on bosses, on skill and special damage. But Giant Killing, for people that are going into Godforge with her, if you're having trouble capping, this is going to be great for you because skill and special damage will give you an extra 20% on bosses alone. At 9 SC, it is a little tad high. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like that should be around 7. But
Yeah, I agree.
it's 20%. We can't go wrong. And of course, guys, if you have noticed, going back up real quick, we went ahead and didn't put anything to the STR. It's not necessary for her. She can survive, and not survive, but she can punish based on just percentages. So definitely go with that instead. The next one of our favorite skills is especially on a general pull arc. So this should be obtainable, easily obtainable later on down the road. Is Berserker. Now this one is a physical attack damage plus 30% again, and then causes continued HP decrease. Her recovery on HP is so high that you will really never see that loss, which therefore her Ardor will be proccing and whatnot. So don't be scared if you see that HP continue to decrease. It's not a problem. We have rapid recovery, so cut basic status ailment recovery time. Pretty awesome. Paranoia. When giving a new status ailment to an enemy, recover a little SCT. So again,
Yeah.
we are just constantly recovering SCT. We are recovering it on Ailment, we are recovering it on right. She has auto haste, right?
Yep.
Yeah, haste. We have on kill. We're recovering. I mean, battery. She's an absolute battery. The next thing is reduced Goddess Advocate. Reduced chance of taking crit damage, skill and special damage. Have a chance to deal instant death. Excludes bosses in arena. Have you had any? I mean, she kills so fast. You don't even really.
Yeah, she kills too quick.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a killing ads. It's kind of not really a thing with her. She just one shots everything with auto attacks and skill attacks. So, and of course, it does say excludes bosses, so therefore, it really doesn't play that much of a factor. I did talk to somebody that said that this was on Lily, Advocate God Lily,
Yeah,
but actually a different
all
picture.
on Lily. Yeah, it's a different icon.
Different icon. Interesting. Was Lily's a teachable skill at some point, or is that just those are based on her proprietary kit?
Nope, it's just part of her kit.
Part of her kit. Okay, cool. So we won't be seeing her in any kind of like
same exact effect, same percent, same everything.
Right.
Just different icon. Very weird.
That's very weird. So next we have Gash. So skill attacks on enemies with Exsanguinate have a chance to give illness. Nice. Another ailment. Another ailment, another 2k cap. That's the way I look at it. We have Bloody Makeover. Skill attacks on enemies with Exsanguinate have a chance to absorb 5% damages HP. Again, as Odium was saying, as soon as she casts, Exsanguinate, another 5% of return on HP. Just constant flow of HP, constant flow of SCT, recovery. Just absolutely insane. Definitely one of my favorite characters so far. How about you, man? Yeah, like I don't know. She's just...
she's a recent favorite for sure.
Absolutely, and it's been a while since I said that, so I would take that.
Yeah, me too.
So we have Fatal Flash when physically attacking using special on enemies with Exsanguinate. Cut enemy defense -15 and deal damage. Again, she hits so hard, so fast. I mean, you will probably not. Is that an icon that shows up?
No, it's not.
Okay, cool. So it's just actively happening in the background. So don't go look for that icon, guys. You won't see it. But it says -15%. We're gonna go ahead and take that. The next we have Dazzling Wings. Chance to nullify physical attack damage taken if damage is nullified. Chance to give enemy blind. Again, exactly what it does. It says what it does. You nullify an attack. There's a chance. You know what the chance is by any chance? I'm saying chance too much. All right. So yeah. So if they miss, they get blinded. Possible. The next we have
20%.
20%. All right. Cool. Nice. Oh, so here now this was also we debated whether we wanted to do this or not. And the only reason why I honestly agree with it is because it is great for survivability. It does drain your MP totally upon proccing, but you will get the return based on Goddess Kiss. So it is a very highly sought after skill as well, especially from what a lot of people that I've talked to. So how the way this works is that when taking lethal damage, and it works in the Swords of Awaken, MP will go to 0, so it'll take away all your MP. Even if you have like 10 MP, it will still proc. And then HP greatly covers for 10 seconds, -50% of damage taken once per wave. It's super solid. The only problem with it is it will drain all your MP, and it will, if you have 300 MP, it will take all 300 MP away. So make sure that you're watching her MP bar so that you can get a refill. I think even at 10 points, it will still work as long as there's MP in the pool.
Yes, if you're already at 0, it will not proc.
Exactly.
But,
okay, perfect.
If you have more than 0, it works. The reason why I put that on too, to me, it's basically greater Awaken.
Absolutely.
If you're going to die to a special, while you have Awaken on, Awaken will not proc. You have to be out of a special animation for that to work.
Mm-hmm.
This works in the animation.
Right. Yes.
For only one more SC, so why not? But yeah, if you don't have this, Awakened is your fallback. Go for
and
Awakened. You
get 50% damage reduction. So
yeah, that's
so
huge
solid. It's so solid. And it was only, and of course, guys, limited arcs. It's only on the R0 arc that has only been ran once for us. So hopefully this year we will get that rerun and we'll give you the chance to get that. This skill is absolutely amazing. Honestly, if I were to pull none of the units, which was my case, and still get this arc, it's an absolute win. It is an absolute great arc to have. So this build right now, in all honesty, this build can work with both Pursuit and Ailment. The only thing that really changes the real difference between the two is the arcs that you're going to be using. And after this segment, we'll go ahead and show you exactly what arcs we were talking about earlier, so you can have a visual aspect of what we're dealing with. So next, we're going to move on to the equipment. As you can see, he does have both the paid weapons.
Yeah, I do.
And guys, okay, I want to be 100% like transparent with you guys. I do not whale often, especially for paid weapons, but these weapons are on another level of a paid from the paid aspect. Back in the day, we kind of struggled on paid weapons. They were too expensive and not that great, or offered effects that we didn't really use. But these are built strictly for her. They benefit her in the highest of ways. Are they needed? No. Will they greatly benefit her? Absolutely. Do I think they're worth it? Oh man, now that's a question. I personally thought they were worth it. So I didn't get the character, but I bought both weapons. So
I'm gonna call you out if you didn't say it.
No, you were ready, weren't you? No,
Yeah, I was.
I told everybody that I didn't get the character. It would be fully fine because I would still walk out with the weapons. And here's why I think that the weapons were a great value: is because that when she goes away from Banner, we will not see these weapons in the shop. I don't even know when. It could be a year from now, honestly, guys. It could be a great while before we ever see these weapons in the shop. So if you did pull her and you're maybe like $40 away from getting the second weapon, I say go for it. Honestly, they're absolutely great. They are gonna favor her light damage. Going on to the actual, where are we going? Here we go. Chain. Opening up the Dark Shear, we have critical rate +5. Already huge win. These are specific to her only. It's gonna be a light attribute. Strength is at 268, which is damn. On a paid weapon, that's pretty amazing. M&D at +22, which is going to help her with her Proud Force. Anything added to that's going to be awesome. I wish it was a little bit to defense, but not that. Maybe actually a little bit to defense would have been nice. But I could see why they went pure DPS on these. So chance for physical attacks to give silence, damage to enemies with status ailments +20%. She really doesn't need it, but it's just icing on the cake in my opinion.
And also that's chance on physical attacks to apply silence, as in not just normal attacks.
Skills too. Yeah, so her skills have a chance to give you silence, which is phenomenal, and that's the biggest downfall with researches is that's basically only on regular attacks. Which, if you are using a lot of skills and you're draining your MP, you will be using your regular skills. So everything's going to be flowing correctly. Don't feel like just because I have to use regular skills that I'm the only way I'm going to cast ailments. That's not true. You're going to need to get that return back on MP, so you will be auto attacking at some point during your fights. Yep. The next thing is going to be I love this Dexter. Dark Shear Dexter. It's going to be her second light weapon. Again, 268. I love what they did here. They were like, all right, guys, we gave him the M&D. Let's give him the 22 defense. Perfect. For this one, you do get a damage cap of +1500, which is very nice. We also get a chance for regular attacks to give Examinate, icing on the cake, and a chance for physical attacks to give poison. So therefore, regular attacks and physical attacks are going to cast an ailment. She is doing wonders in the ailment area. So we've actually only had 2 other ailment status casters. If you want to include 9S, I think he does give blind, I believe, but very odd. He's a very odd unit. So our main ailment guy was V from the DMC collab. A lot of people weren't able to obtain him. He was kind of like the new way of casting ailments. But before him, we had a general pull unit named Logia, and he was our primary guy casting Rot, Blind, all types of ailments. And he was a phenomenal unit, and still to this day is really good. So she's just kind of taking the mantle for a little bit.
I wish Melee had Rot.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Melee does not, but she does have Examinate. So it is, as you can see, each character gets something unique, and that's great. I like how they added something different to her kit. And it's actually really cool. Illness, I'll take it. So
for someone jumps on you for that too, Rabala can also cast.
Oh, that's right. You know what? Do I use Rabala? No.
I don't either.
I have Rabala, and I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to use her to do that. That's why you don't use Rabala to cast Examinate. You don't. Rabala's great. I'm not hating on her. I just don't use her.
No, yeah, she's good. I just haven't really
Yeah,
used
I'm not hating on her at all. See, like I just didn't remember because I just don't use her. So moving on. Okay, so before we jump into the next accessory, if the players do not have these weapons and there's no real chance of them buying, this paid sword, that's totally fine. There are several options. Odium, go ahead and let them know what other weapons that you've been using besides
Okay.
these. If we
One weapon that was pointed out to me by someone else and is a fantastic point is the God-forged Excalibur. Excalibur itself comes from Grave of the Blade Master, just an SR arc. If you upgrade that, you can get True Sword Excalibur. If you get that plus 20, you get 5% critical across the board and plus 20% physical attack across the board.
wow.
For light. So super good, obviously. Especially for like the pursuit build. It's a light element sword that also has critical and light damage. Like there's nothing more that she wants. That's absolutely perfect for her.
Right.
Another sword that would just be good in general would be obviously like Muramasa is
Pure
just
blade.
good for
Yeah, max
everyone.
stats. 25%, 20%, even below stats.
Yeah, even below stats. It's still really good. For pursuit build too, I would also even like give a shout out to like Defined Sword Asterion, the arena sword that no one uses anymore. Because it has 3% crit
Yeah,
and
it's
12%
got a crit
physical
rate.
damage. It's pretty
It's
pretty
pretty
dang nice.
good. It is.
It's a nice
No,
sword.
I don't know who told you it's not a good sword. I
Yeah, it's
think
a nice
I
sword.
think it's great. I mean, I'll take
Or
any kind of crit rate, man. Like
then the final sword that I'd mention is I mentioned it last because not everyone is going to have it. It's
double split
Zelvius.
right here.
Because it's tied to where you are. But yeah, again, 5% crit, 10% light attack, high strength, has some MP. Nothing to complain about.
Yeah, I don't even worry about the INT. It doesn't really play a factor in it, but still, STR is great. MP
Yeah.
plus 20 and the crit rate plus 5, which would
And
be
it's light element.
yeah, and
So
it's light
it
element. Yeah, it's a great
is a
sword.
bonus.
Absolutely,
Really nice.
So guys, you don't need the paid weapons. There are several options to, and especially they're going to mostly be in Godforge, unfortunately. But I mean, enjoy the game, play it. Grind out. That's a great thing about her.
Gives you a goal.
Yeah, exactly. An end goal, and the end goal is going to be fantastic. You guys are going to love it. So moving on to accessories, we went ahead and we stepped out of the whole adding resistance stuff because, like we said, she is neutral to stun. So if we go back to her abilities, yeah. So a stun is can be a big problem. It's going to completely stun her from attacking. She does have rapid recovery, so it will help out recovering on a lot of status ailments that have been put on her. But we don't want that to happen. So that's where the accessories come in, so that we can go ahead and make sure that she is maintaining speed, damage, play, all that type of stuff. So we went ahead and left out what's going to be adding to that. So we went ahead and did Dark Maw Ring. Now, this one is not going to add anything to the ailment area, but it will add, if you're having trouble capping, this is a great accessory. If you have the UR arc, this is the AER reward. Damage to enemies with status ailments is plus 15%, and then physical damage taken is plus 10. Now, if for some reason you don't really need that, and you feel like you're okay, go ahead and look. I know we had talked about some stuff with resistance on, and I believe we went ahead and since we were doing a pursuit build, we did like having the red noble heals along with the choker. Now this option is really good for the pursuit builds because for here we definitely want to give her some speed, because who doesn't want a fast character? There's also the choker, which is a very old accessory, right? It's actually pretty old, right?
Yeah, that's a launch accessory.
Yeah. But it's a 3% crit rate. It's a level 3 and 3%. It's nice. And yeah, no, we were like, okay, we don't have a lot of crit rate accessories.
No, we have 0 if you exclude exclusives. Like Gowl just got one. Stupid dog hogging all the crit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deadly Choker is the only universal crit accessory in the game.
Right. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Any other set? Let's say they didn't want to mess with movement speed and they wanted to go nil to stun. We can go ahead and do Let's see. Sort, rarity. I'm sorry. Filter,
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah, there we go.
Um,
And turn on stun.
let's see. I mean, there's tons of stuff. You can basically choose change mode, and you can kind of determine what you want to use. There's all types of stuff to add resistance.
Statues of the Mighty is really good,
Yeah.
but again, tied to an LR.
Yes, tied to an LR. There's also what else we have? That's I mean, this is like a defense ring. Gives you
She already has protection
exactly.
as well.
So let's just say, oh, speed shoes. You can add more speed
There
to
we
her.
go.
Yeah, we can add more speed to her, make her even faster. So yeah, there you go. So we actually get the speed and we can double up on her speed actually. So we can go favorites and do the shoes.
Yeah, there we go.
Full
Boom.
speed. So we have full speed, stun nil.
somehow she's wearing 2 pairs of shoes.
Yeah, wearing 2 pairs of shoes, and there you go. She's nil to stun. So that's actually what we're going to be using on her for her current build right now. This build, it's capping. We have had little to no issues with her. So very very solid character.
I honestly didn't even know that the speed shoes had stun resistance.
I didn't need to check out. That's why that tab is so important to look at, because sometimes I completely look over like a lot of things that are happening. But overall the character is absolutely phenomenal. We're gonna kind of transition a little bit into the shop real quick. Now, let's say you are able to get something out of here. Definitely make sure that you go for at least one of the swords. I really wouldn't worry about additional prisms on her. She doesn't really need them, and I'm having trouble here getting to the trading space. Here we go.
There you go.
No, I'm still not there. It's
what are you looking for?
Wait. Oh, you paid? Oh, you bought the.
I bought the
oh, you
prism,
should. Yeah. So yeah, he already. Okay, so man, this is a bad example. he bought everything. So I mean, you don't really need. At the same cost as a prism is 20. The sword is 25. You automatically should just go for a weapon and not worry about the extra 2SC. The extra 2SC is not going to matter at all. As you can see, we currently didn't even use her full 96 SC because they did not give us a prism during this event. So
She's at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, she's at the top.
Right.
Oh, there she is, man. As you can see, guys, we kept her at 90 SC, which is going to be her stock SC, and all this build was we were able to do it with her stock SC. So you don't need the additional. You don't. It's not necessary. So don't worry about spending anything for prisms. Go for the weapon if you have the additional creds. All right. So I guess that's pretty much it, right, for the build. We kind of covered everything. Any final words on anything else that you wanted to go ahead and let everybody know about her? That you've been using her, quite a bit.
I guess the only thing I can really say is that it's kind of like a bias thing. I do not like light element physical attackers.
Okay.
I feel like it's very hard to lower light resist. It's no one has an ability that lowers light resist. You can use a circle. You can use weak.
Right.
But things like Roy has fire down.
Oh yeah, he does. So weird.
Mainly Lilibet has ice down. There's the anima from Shift Eliza that lowers light. You could use that, but she doesn't synergize in any other way with it. So it's just unfortunate for me.
Right. Oh, so we actually completely didn't even go over. I forgot she has mad. We were so preoccupied with her passive skill.
Yeah, the anima.
Yeah, so her anima is actually really good. Physical damage to all enemies is plus 10%, and all you have to do is keep her alive. So that's why from 0 and awaken, all that stuff's going to be really useful. She will provide that extra 10% physical. She does come with Giga Shaker, which we don't. It's kind of a dead skill. Yeah. Really, it really is. You don't have to worry about honestly, I would just remove it. So this it's not in the way. But I mean, if you want to keep it there, that's fine. Anula Melth. This is going to be great for decreasing it. So of course at the start of battle, she doesn't really have anything to cast it. So make sure that at the start of battle you are using this to help you get your ailments. If
It
you are,
time stop too.
yeah, and it does time stop, yes. Also, if you want to do a nice little combo, you can do Anula Melt with her new UR, and that's gonna help. Anula Melt's gonna help you proc all the ailments that are being casted from the UR as well. So definitely a huge combo at the start of battle. You want to do Anula Melt plus her UR. If you are doing Pursuit build, don't even worry about it. Go ahead and just cast Anula Melt, and you're still gonna, you're gonna come out on top. So the next thing we did, now this was we kept this on her. So Moon Saber, of course,
It's kind of dead. It's kind of pointless with the Proud Force and everything.
right?
But
It's fun to see.
it's fun to see. That's kind of why I left it on, and also just showing this is essentially basically an 86 SC build. So hey,
Yeah, seriously, it is. It's an 86 SC build. We still actually have a remaining 4 to mess around with, so we could have put this on backstab or surprise attack and got even more percentages. But we went ahead and just wanted to have some fun. We put on Moon Saber, and her HP return is off the charts. I mean, I don't even think you see her actual picture from her artwork. You just see health regenerating up and down. So a lot of fun. So if you guys have Moon Saber, go ahead and check it out and see how it works for you guys. If you guys are having trouble maintaining that HP. But yeah, that's actually all we have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions, drop in the comments below. Again, thank you, Odium, for helping me out today with this video because, like I said, I was not able to get the unit. And I do love talking about units in this game, so thank you again for that, man. I appreciate it.
oh, no problem.
But yes, guys, you guys have a great night. Be safe, and I will check you guys on the next video. Peace.